Hi there. I just wanted to make a little video, it'll probably be a quick one. I am in my dressing room at the Noel Coward Theatre in London, which is why I've got this crazy green striped wallpaper and these flowers over my shoulder here, so that's where I am. I just wanted to make a little video about the Chris Watts case. I did a last one on the second confession because I find that so fascinating. I find the whole thing fascinating. And I wouldn't say I'm obsessed with it or fixated, because I think that is completely demeaning to the people that lost their lives. Nico, Cece, Bella and Shanann. So in no way is this video to disrespect their memory. It's merely just a conversation or thoughts, because I'm finding that I'm not the only one who is so fascinated by this case. And I was fascinated by the Jodi Arias case as well. This fascinates me, and I guess it's because we were privy to watching the interrogation and seeing their body language kind of unravel and fall apart, their stories fall apart. And we could kind of see their downfall. Obviously, Jodi Arias is extraordinary. I've never seen a person like that in my entire life, behave like that in my entire life, all the way through court. Never once lost her composure. Got a sentence that managed to escape the death penalty. I don't know how that happened, with the most disgusting thing that she did. But anyway, the Chris Watts case, now he did that second confession. And I listened to the 5-hour-long version again. And in the middle, once he starts talking about the day and the time and what happened, some answers he gives sort of, silently, just in body language. So we don't really know, we don't have the visual of what was going on there. But he does break down. And I said in my last video that I never saw any remorse from him. And when he breaks down in that second confession, it does to me feel sound, genuine. All the notes, all the things, that the breathing pattern that people do when they genuinely cry, the words being distorted, and you can kind of hear his sort of body, as it were, and it seems genuine. And I know he feels remorse, but he never once sort of says that he feels pain about them losing their lives. He feels pain about what he's done, and that he's going to be in jail, and he could be out having dinner with whatever, but not about what they've lost, which is their lives. And I find that really interesting. And then I learned last night that he apparently, from People magazine, I think, is speaking to representation about having his sentence sort of opened again, his case opened again, and perhaps going back on the plea bargain. But that would mean obviously going to court and standing in the stand and having a trial. And again, of course, that would mean that the death penalty would be back on the cards. So that would be a massive risk to him. But also, I wonder, who could he afford to take him through that? I mean, that's going to be huge. Who is going to be strong enough? And also, let me know if anyone knows whether that can even happen. Once the case is closed, can it be reopened and gone with a new trial? So I don't really know. But it was interesting when I listened that the second confession, he kind of laughs about Shanann as if she sort of tragically died of an illness and sort of nobly sort of faded away. And it doesn't sound like, she died a gruesome murder at his hands. He sort of says, oh, I miss, still miss her cooking. And when they said, oh, did she have a fiery temper, the Italian side, and he was like, oh yeah, Jesus. And they all had a laugh. It was like, oh, remember her? I miss her so much. And it's sort of just bizarre because he did it. And then when he talks about the night, for me, and I said this last time, it still doesn't add up. There are things that he can't remember, but other things that he can remember. on the video of the car, you know, the truck, sorry, when he's sort of there loading things back and forth, it's, I don't know whether he's clever enough. He's not the brightest spark, Chris Watts. I don't think he is. But he would have known the camera's there, that the neighbour's camera is there. And he's walking backwards and forwards, but he still did manage to hide everything from the camera. We never really see anything apart from shadows. We don't see anything, unless that's part of the video that's been cut so that the public can't see that and only private people can see that. But we never actually see what he's doing. We see a little shadow, and it's been he said that the kids were alive, but we only see one shadow. We don't see any of the children. We don't see Shanann being loaded, although there is a bit where it looks like he's throwing something up into the cab of the truck, something really heavy. But you don't see him staggering or anything like that, and you can't see from the shadow if he's holding anything. So we don't actually sort of know that much, but he knew the camera was there. He must have done. And he says he can't remember what happened, and he wasn't in his right mind, and he didn't know what he was doing. Maybe he worked out, maybe he didn't, I don't know. And he did look a little bit like sort of in a daze on the video of the loading up the truck. But that's why I find it so fascinating. He's very articulate when he talks about other things. I mean, there's lots of, I like this, I like that, I like all of that. But then he is funny, I'd say, and articulate, and can express himself. But when he talks about that period of time, he talks in sort of phrases, in sort of really simplistic sort of, I felt my whole life flash before me. All these things I felt dead inside. All these things that are sort of token sort of things that people say about certain situations. I hear that voice every day. Blah, 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 blah. That's when it starts to get weird for me, because he doesn't give over any of the genuine information. He just sort of refers back to God. I mean, he even said that when he had his hands on Shanann. Oh, and bear in mind, let's go back. Sorry if this is boring. He still says that morning he was straddling her at the time. So she's pregnant. I don't know whether she's on her front or her back. There's mascara running down. They have this conversation. She says, "You're never going to see the kids again." And she asked him to get off because he was hurting her. Now, he can't remember whether he pinned her hands down, her arms down or not, but he was straddling her around her waist. And then, once he had his hands on her, he said she didn't struggle. Perhaps she was praying. This is a woman who lived for her 2 children. I don't think she was praying. But there weren't any marks on him. But that, she could have kicked, he could have been pinning her arms down. He can't seem to remember that bit. Or was someone else there? Who knows? Some people think yes, some people think no. But he looked into her eyes with his hands on her. He saw her eyes go bloodshot. He saw the mascara run. And he said she just didn't move. Oh, I don't know what you will think, but is that true? Is it not true? Who knows? Anyway, it'd be lovely to hear your comments and hear what everyone thinks about maybe this, him going back on his plea deal, and any other thoughts that you have, anything else that's come out, or any other points of view. I'm really interested in other people's points of view of what they think. A new one. The one about Nicole, everyone is doing, but there's no proof. There's no evidence yet. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching.